Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in after a crazy and wild week one. It's time to head on to week two, and it is time for me to give my rankings for each team heading into week two of this 2025 NFL season. But before I do that, make sure you guys leave this video a like. It continues to help this channel to grow, continues to get more eyeballs, beat YouTube's algorithm, and just overall, just help me grow on this channel. And if you haven't, make sure you click the subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss anything that I post. But without further ado, let's dive into it. Okay, so here are my rankings from last week. Like I've always say, they are subject to change week to week. So let's get right into this week's rankings. I'm gonna get the elephant out of the room right away. I had the Bears at B. I'm dropping their asses to a damn C. And if it ain't a D, man, that second half was absolutely brutal. And as for the Minnesota Vikings, I am going to keep them at B. That second half was impressive, don't get me wrong, but it just needs to be a bit more consistent for the Vikings. That's all it is, because they dominated the Bears in the second half. And when we're talking about the Bears, I already did my post-game reaction to that. But man, when I talk about these Bears and the way they choked away that game, I don't even want to talk about it no more. But switching gears, let's get to the Eagles and the Cowboys. Eagles at S. I'm still going to keep them at S. The passing game, I think, could be better. A.J. Brown was not involved as much. They did run the ball effectively. Defensively, Jalen Carter, you got to be smarter than that. Spitting on Dak, you got to be smarter than that. And the Cowboys took advantage of that. But I still believe the Eagles are one of the better built football teams in the league. And as the Cowboys go, I had the Cowboys at B. I'm going to keep them there because they were a very competitive offense. Dak played solidly. It's just they did not make enough plays in that ball game to keep them or get the victory in that game. But they still had a very impressive showing because I thought the Eagles were going to tear a new hole in them at that point, but they played well. I will give that defense credit, especially the secondary. They played solid. But the next is the Chargers and the Chiefs. I had the Chiefs at S. I'm dropping the Chiefs to an A, and I had the Chargers at A. I'm keeping the Chargers there. Chargers, I said, are going to have a solid season. Are they going to make the playoffs? It's going to be tough, but I think they're going to have a good year. And I think the Chiefs are not going to be the same Chiefs that we're kind of used to. I said that coming into the year, and I still kind of believe that it now is going to even hurt more Rashee Rice's suspension and Xavier Worthy being probably out for the next couple of weeks. And they are lacking of the explosive play. And Justin Herbert, he played some really good football against that Chiefs defense. Used his legs. He got out of the pocket, made some throws. The Chargers defensively played well. So I'm keeping the Chargers A, dropping the Chiefs. Then we have the Bucks and the Falcons. I'm having the Bucks at B. I'm going to keep them there. And as far as the Falcons go, I'm keeping the Falcons at B. And the main reason I'm keeping the Falcons at B, they were a few mistakes away from actually winning that game. Whether we're talking missed field goals, whether we're talking about defense didn't get a stop late, I still believe this is going to be a solid Falcons team. The Buccaneers played well. My guy, Emeka Egbuka from The Ohio State University, really played well. And this Bucs defense, they did their job. So I'm keeping both teams at a B. Next is going to be the Bengals and the Browns. I'm keeping the Bengals at A. And despite the loss, I'm still going to keep the Browns at D. And the only reason I say that is because that offense just couldn't do anything. that offense couldn't do much. Defensively, that Browns defense really showed up. They really showed up in the second half. Held the Bengals, I think, to it was like 7 yards of total offense in that second half. But at the end of the day, they just did not do enough offensively to get the win. And I've said that coming into the year. The Browns' biggest question is what are they going to be able to produce on offense? And especially going up against the Bengals defense that's been pretty bad, that offense still couldn't get anything going. So I'm keeping them at an 8D. Next is the Colts and the Dolphins. I'm putting the Dolphins at C. I had them at B. And the Colts, I am going to keep at B. I don't see them as a top echelon team. I personally believe, yes, that was a very good game by the Colts, but I am one that still doesn't believe in Daniel Jones just yet. I just don't. And then when we're talking about the Dolphins, their team is in a funk. I think, honestly, Mike McDaniel might be the first coach of the 2025 season to get the door. That was an ass kicking if I ever seen one. They scored on every possession. And then I'm talking about that Dolphins defense was putrid. Tua couldn't even hold on to the football to save his life with 3 turnovers. Just not. I think this Dolphins team is going to take a fall at this point. Culture is bad. It's really bad. It's been the talk all season. It's showing up. But next we have the Carolina Panthers, Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to move the Jaguars to a B. And Carolina, I'm dropping to a D. Because that offense just could not muster anything against the Jaguars defense that really wasn't that great in 2024. And I didn't see they did a ton to even improve their defense. Trevor Lawrence played well. They ran the ball very effectively. It's crazy they traded Tank Bigsby already, but this Panthers team did not impress me at all. And I thought Bryce Young was going to play better coming into this year. Didn't show it in week 1. Just didn't show it. Next, I'm going to have the Raiders and the Patriots. I had the Patriots at B. I'm going to keep them there. I had the Raiders at C. I'm going to move them up to a B. They had a really impressive showing. Geno Smith actually played well. That Raiders defense played a lot better than I thought they were going to live up to. But this Patriots offense just struggled. They struggled. Defense tried their best to keep them in the game, but offensively they just could not. They could not get any rhythm. So I'm going to give both teams at B. Today's video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. For me, it is very important to have a VPN to protect my online privacy. It'd be very, very creepy if there was someone out there who kept a log of every single thing that you did online. So why let your internet provider really do that to you online? The best thing to do is to get yourself a VPN, and why not go with the ExpressVPN, the best VPN available. Personally, I like it for the fact that you can unlock Netflix shows that you do not get in the US market. Now, one show that I've started to get myself into is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You search Brooklyn Nine-Nine in the US, doesn't come up, but you can switch your location to Canada and you can research Brooklyn Nine-Nine again, and bam, it pops up right then and there, and you can catch up on your episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Now, if you click the link in the description below, you will get 3 free months of ExpressVPN. Just by clicking the link below and you sign up today, you will get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. All you have to do is click the link down below and you will get ExpressVPN. Now, let's just get back to the video. Next, we're going to have the Arizona Cardinals versus the New Orleans Saints. I'm keeping the Cardinals at C despite the win, because this game was way too close with the Saints team that's just not a good football team at all. It was a way too close of a game. I'm still not a believer in Kyler Murray. I'm still not. I don't care what people say. I'm still not. And then with this Saints team, they play hard, they play tough. It's just a lot of the guys are getting older, and it's showing defensively, and offensively, it's just not there at all. I think they could possibly be the worst team in the league in 2025. Call me crazy. But next, we got the Steelers and the Jets. I had the Steelers at B. I'm going to keep them there. I had the Jets at C. I almost want to move the Jets up, but I'm going to keep them at a C. And the main reason I'm keeping them at a C is because I thought their defense would be a bit of their calling card going into this year. Didn't look like it at all. And then when we were talking about the Steelers, they were in the same possession as I thought their defense was going to be the calling card. But Justin Fields really played some good football for the Jets. So, yes, Aaron Rodgers really showed up, but that defense just has to be more consistent, especially when you let the Jets offense, who there was biggest question coming in was Fields, and he played well. I can't move the Steelers up at that game on the defensive side of the ball from their showing. But next we're going to have the Giants versus the Commanders. Giants at a D, and I'm still keeping the Commanders at a A. Like I said, this Giants team, Russ looks like he's done. Russ looks like he's done to me. It looked like it could be time for him to call it quits. It kind of looked like it a bit last year, and it's still there. But from the Commanders' standpoint, they played well. Austin Eckler was a big factor. We're talking about this defense that played really well. I like what the Commanders have. I did say earlier in the this offseason that they could take a step back. I still kind of believe that. But this Giants team is just bad. Offensively, I don't think Russell Wilson's the answer that they wanted quarterback. When you have Brian Daboll already was kind of non-committal to keeping Russ at quarterback. Just saying. Next, we're going to have the Denver Broncos versus the Tennessee Titans. I am keeping the Broncos at B. Titans, I am keeping at a D. Titans didn't really get a lot going offensively. Now, give credit to the Broncos. I think they're one of the better defenses that we have in this league. Bo Nix had a few mistakes, but they were able to overcome them. They ran the ball solid, even though the Titans have a really good interior defensive front. But it's just the fact that the Titans' offense is going to take some time with Cam Ward. It's going to take some time. So, Broncos B, Titans D. Then we're going to have San Francisco 49ers. I had them at a B. I'm keeping them there. Seattle, B, keeping them there. Very close football game. And the 49ers are already getting hit by the injury bug. But Brock Purdy came back late, played well late to get this game. And then we were talking about the Seattle Seahawks. They need to find a running game. I think that is the big thing with them is they have been ineffective running the football. And I think Sam Darnold had a solid year last year. We get that. And I think he has the potential to play well this year. It's just you have to have balance offensively. And we've seen what Robert Saleh back at the defensive coordinator can do with this 49ers defense. But damn, they're already getting hit by the injury bug. Next, we're going to have the Green Bay Packers versus the Detroit Lions. I am dropping Detroit to an A, and I'm moving the Green Bay Packers up to an S. I hate to do it, but man, that was a very impressive showing by that Packers defense. And the Lions offense really does not look the same without Ben Johnson. They were able to run the football well. Jared Goff had his struggles. The Green Bay Packers look like they could be possibly, after just this game, and I thought the Green Bay Packers could be a team that could overtake the Lions in that division. They look like they can. They really look like they can. And the effect that Michael Parsons has had on his defense, even though he only was limited snaps, it made a difference. It really made a difference. They ran a football effectively with Josh Jacobs. Jordan Love, outside of 2 throws, really played well. Green Bay is looking like a real threat. Now we're going to have the Texans and the Rams. I had the Texans at A. I'm dropping them to a B because that offensive line is still bad. That offensive line is still bad. Still bad. So I'm going to drop them. And their defense played as good as you could play. But, man, when we're talking about that offense, it was bad. And then we're going to keep the Rams at an A. I still think this is a very good football team. I still think they have a very young but very talented defensive unit. It's going to take a little bit more from Matthew Stafford, just a tad, to keep this team up. But they play some really good football, especially defensively. Got after just C.J. Stroud. ran the football solidly with Kyron Williams, and Stafford made some plays when he needed to make plays. So I'm going to keep them at A. Next is the Bills and Ravens. I'm putting both teams at S. Despite the Ravens kind of choking away that game, I still believe these are two of the best teams in the league. I still personally believe that Josh Allen was able to play well late to come back and win this game. The Ravens kind of shot themselves in the foot. The Derrick Henry fumble really hurt, but I still think they are two of the best teams in the league. And that was a phenomenal Sunday night game. But these are my rankings for week 2. Make sure you guys leave this video a like. It helps this channel to grow. Comment, click the subscribe button so you not miss anything that I post. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great next day, and I'll catch you guys later.